Yeah. So I guess I'll start it off because my captain was I believe the opening match. So
She was.
yeah, so Stephanie Vakir and Carmen Petrovic actually put on a pretty good match actually. I
Yeah.
like Carmen. I've liked her since, she debuted, and I'm glad that they finally gave her a nice rub and had a great showing against such an immense talent in Stephanie, because it just showcases how well Carmen, like how far Carmen has come with her development, because she doesn't have an indie background. She has
No.
a
No.
background in mixed martial arts, and um so that was it was a great showing. Stephanie ended up winning, retaining. I'm building up those points already for
Stacking.
luckily. But yeah, I thought it was a great match. And it led to something that we didn't think was going to happen right now, which is kind of insane to happen already. In 2 weeks, we have Stephanie Vakira against Julia, title for title already happening. I thought it was gonna build in some way, but it
Yeah.
didn't. Yeah,
Yeah.
thoughts on that, guys?
I'd expect a lot more title defenses from Stephanie at this point.
She won
Um,
already. That's it.
yeah, she just won it 2 weeks ago, and she's
Mhm.
already, I mean, doing it for both titles. Uh, is this is this Stephanie getting called up? Is this Julia getting called up? Is this going to be a nothing match because of interference? I don't know. I'm at a loss for words.
Yeah,
Would I would hope that they're not going to end this in like a nothing result, because this is a huge match and you're going to bait us into watching Roadblock for a good match only to end it in, like, I don't know, a DQ. So
the
they
DQ.
both
Yeah.
retain. Like, yeah, it's weird. I can't make any sense of it,
It's
Well,
truthfully.
okay, so there are, I'll put on the funny hat, which I'm already wearing, the rumor hat, indicating right now that one of these two people, I won't state who, is
Mhm.
injured. And
Mm,
unfortunately, they will have to drop the title and take a considerable amount of time off. So one of
damn.
these two champions is unfortunately, possibly
Possibly
injured.
injured.
I would say it's
Yeah.
Julia. Julia hasn't
Yeah.
You would
competed
be
since then.
correct.
Yeah.
She hasn't. Yeah.
And you would be right.
Yeah.
She
I
has not
mean,
competed since the Rumble.
that would be
Or
crazy.
actually, she did she compete at New Year's? Yes, she did.
Yeah.
Sorry, Valentine. What's the one? Vengeance Day?
Vengeance Day. She didn't have a match there, no.
Well, she
No,
was
she
in
defended. Yeah,
the
Fatal Four
Did
Way.
she?
She defended. It was
she was
Oh, it
Bailey,
was the Fatal Four
Roxanne.
Way match.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
Yeah,
yeah.
Bailey,
She
I
was in
didn't know what.
Roxanne.
the
I thought
Yeah.
that was the Stephanie match. My bad. My bad.
No, she beat Sol Ruka earlier. Not Sol
Yeah.
Ruka. Fallon Henley earlier in the night.
hmm
she was
Yeah,
also
that's right. It
the
was the Fatal Four
in
Way.
the uh what's it called? Six women tag as well, right? Wasn't she? With
That was Jordan.
Jordan, Stephanie,
Um,
Julia, wasn't it? If I remember correctly. Or am I
Versus
completely wrong?
Fatal Attraction or
that sounds right.
or
No,
Fatal.
yeah,
Yeah,
that
yeah,
sounds
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Fatal,
yeah. So
the
Fatal
she
Four
had a
Family
match,
Ways.
just not a
Group.
singles match, basically.
Okay.
So which I guess with an injury or like a looming injury, like something that's just been nagging, she would be fine because she has two others
Then
to,
then
protect
does
her. So
so let's just state that one of them wins, and we won't
yeah.
state who, but one of them
Yeah.
wins. Does this one person do double duty and stand and deliver? They
That
open the card.
I mean, it would be. I think we're pretty confident that. Yeah, we know like
Sure, sure,
it's
sure.
Julia. So Stephanie.
Opens the card, drops
She'd
the
have to.
women's
Oh my
North
fucking
American title.
god.
Does she drop both titles?
I
Because
don't think she drops both.
because I'm thinking it's
No.
Jordan Grace. I'm
Yeah,
Yeah.
thinking
no,
it's
she
I'm thinking
she
it's Jordan
doesn't drop
Grace.
both. It would make no sense
So she
for
would
her to drop
retain
both. She'll drop
the
one.
North American and then
No.
No,
drop
I
No.
think she drops the North American
and
to
beats
Jordan,
Jordan
and
Grace.
then I think she dropped the North American to
To
Jordan,
Zara, I
and
think she
then
drops North American to Zarya, and then
something like that.
and
Yeah,
then, well, because you
she
can't
beats
forget about
Jordan.
Zarya. Like
Yeah, yeah.
they've
Well,
the fact
she's
that
in a tag team
Zarya,
right now, though.
yeah,
She's
that's
in a tag
what's
team though.
that's awful. That's so
It is
bad.
awful.
There's
It
no
is
tag
awful,
titles,
but
man. Like
yeah,
Sol
No,
Ruka and Zarya, they're like, hey, so you guys should have been pushed a long time ago. Well, not Zarya, but Sol Ruka should have been pushed a long time ago. And
yeah.
Zaraya's the
Soul
new
deserves a push, but
Zarai's the new shiny toy, but we've also got like three other new shiny toys in your
yeah,
division.
Jordan Grace
So
coming in, like
Jordan, Stephanie,
Stephanie's
Julia,
still,
like,
yeah, they're still
sorry.
yeah.
freshly
But
new.
I think she retains the NXT women's. I don't. I think she drops the North American though.
I think
If she
that's
has
what's
to
going to
if
Yeah,
she has
happen
to do
too.
do double
absolutely.
duty. Yeah.
That's just so
Absolutely.
weird that that means that because I'm thinking it's Jordan. I'm thinking it's Grace in the women's title match, the world's title match.
Yeah, but I don't think they put it on her yet.
I guess so.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it would be fine if they do that, if they put it on her because obviously people know her from TNA and like she's built up this history as being, a badass already, but I don't know. I think they keep it on the woman who they've been building up who has been both Julia and Stephanie. So since Julia would be gone, I think it would just naturally fall to Stephanie at that point. At least in my opinion, I would be fine either way if she retains one of them, but she's dropping. I don't know how long she would be able to carry both.
I think it
With
would just
the
be to stand and deliver. I think
yeah,
it would
just
just be
with
that.
like the amount of talent that they have, keeping it on her without women's tag team champions in NXT is kind of crazy. Like,
Or the classic, here, I'm gonna drop this. I can't do this. Six women, ladder, stand and deliver.
I mean, yeah, that's another option too. She
I
just,
hate that option, but like
yeah,
it's not uncommon.
there's just so much talent in NXT right now
Yeah.
for the women that they could not have one singular champion for them. That would be crazy. As much as I would love that for my points this year, uh that would just be selfish and just it would not be a good look for the NXT women's
Nope.
side of things. So I don't think she keeps both for very long. If
No.
she does, she just holds it for a couple months until we get to stand and deliver, like you said, Joel. So yeah, that's what I would think, anyways. That's my opinion. So
Yeah. Very solid assessment, I'd say.
It's an
I'm
interesting
I
situation. It's an interesting situation. There's a lot of moving parts,
mhm.
and
They'll do it right. I
yeah,
I
I
trust
really
I
hope
trust
so.
I trust them
Injuries,
to do it
obviously,
correctly.
injuries suck. So the way they got to play this out, you know,
Especially with it being Julia, like
of all
out of
people.
everyone.
yeah,
Yeah, just
Julia out, Oscar
how
in, please.
oh my, could you imagine Asuka coming back to NXT?
Oscar
That'd be
pop and
crazy.
NXT.
Yeah, that would be
She's not been
What?
intense.
defeated. She's not been defeated in
It would be
What?
NXT.
insane,
She's
yeah.
That'd be
undefeated in
nuts,
NXT. She's
bro.
undefeated.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
beautiful.
next thing that we have was the X Division champion Moose
X Division.
Yeah.
against the Heritage Cup champion Lexus King. So what did you guys think about this match?
Great
Listen,
showing for TNA, finally.
finally, a belt that Amazing Red once held is on WWE TV, and it's
Yeah.
the X Division Championship. This is perfect. These mid-card titles is the perfect blend for getting cross promotion. You build
Yep.
up a little bit of history of what's going on. You kind of mentioned that this X Division title is kind of like it's meant for up and comers. So and this is probably the best Lexus King match we've had
Yeah.
since he
No
started.
doubt.
He
And
looked
so
great in it. Yeah. I
all the
hope
power to Moose. All the more
yeah.
to Moose.
Moose made him look great, and even though Lexus ended up losing, I still think it made it look Lexus look strong because he faced an overall bigger person, a more someone who's been a huge part of the TNA championship title like championship picture for such a long time, being TNA champion and then also now the X Division champion. If you look at the heritage of, no pun intended, of the X Division Championship. Like, look who's held it in the past. AJ Styles. We have what Samoa Joe. Just to name a couple people, but yeah, huge stars nowadays have held the X Division Championship. And Moose, of course, I mean, he already is a huge star in TNA, and he's had the TNA Championship. He had it for a long time and carried the company on his back for a while. Um, Him having it just brings more prestige to the X Division Championship. And like Joel said, having it on NXT is the perfect transition and like introduction to their mid card titles. And I think it will bring a lot of crossover and like really good promotion for both companies. So
Yeah, 100%. And like I said earlier, finally a really nice showing for TNA. I feel like a lot of the cross promotion stuff that they've been doing, where TNA talent shows up on NXT, aside from like Jordan Grace, the TNA talent ends up taking the L. And I was a little bit
yeah,
worried that we weren't moving past this idea that other wrestling companies can coexist. But they had the was it Nash Nash Carter got the
yeah.
win. Zach Wentz got the win over Wesley,
Yeah.
if I remember.
Yep.
So
Mhm.
A couple, yes. That
Yeah.
was, I believe, New Year's Evil or the one before that.
Yeah, yeah,
Yes, so always nice to see other companies get a leg up over WWE, especially when it's WWE's own doing. It shows a little bit of maybe not humility, but a willingness to at least start cooperating again, or for
yeah.
the first
What do
time,
you
I should
guys
say.
what do you guys think about what happened after the match?
The Obafemi stare down. I'm
Hmm.
I'm I'm psyched. I'm ready.
I can't wait.
Yeah, no, I seriously
Yeah,
can't wait. It's going
it's
to
gonna
be
be great.
awesome. I think those two guys are going to really tear it down. And I think Obafemi's just been really killing it since he's came
Yeah,
back from
he
his
has
injury.
actually. Yeah, he definitely has. Next match, if you guys want to talk about
Yeah, let's
that.
go ahead and move on. What's next on the card for us?
So it was Hardy Boys against No Quarter Catch Crew.
Yes, 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 yes.
So actually, before that, we had the whole Jordan Grace Roxanne
Right.
interaction.
Oh yeah, the promo.
So Roxanne
Yeah,
was just
you're right.
basically like, I'm the division no matter where I go. It's kind of the rundown she was giving it.
Yep.
Jordan just so I think we're getting a match probably here between the two.
Roxy, two belts.
And if Roxanne lives in Orlando, it's not hard for her
Yeah,
to be on a show.
very true.
So,
It's just weird to me because I was under the impression that her match at
well, she
Vengeance
was a baby face.
was it Vengeance Day? No, no, no.
Oh,
Her most recent match beforehand. I think she had one. Was it Vengeance Day or she had
it
a
was
match
Vengeance Day.
last
She was at a
week?
fatal four way.
That was her last match in NXT. I figured that was going to be it. I had saw reports that that was going to be her send off for NXT, and now it's main
It
roster time.
Send offs are weird because they're like
Hmm.
now we're noticing that they could be anything. It could because but she came back. So it's only been like a few weeks. And then her win over Raquel, I think, which was last week, was like a huge babyface win. So now we're
Yeah,
we're really blending the needle here of
definitely blurred
consistency.
the
At least,
lines. Yeah.
yeah, because it seems like she's going to be having a program here eventually. So
Hmm.
with Jordan Grace. So maybe
I
it's
mean,
just
it's either
because it's her youth. That's probably they're probably just telling her, hey, you can
Like
handle
work as
this.
much as possible, please. We
Yeah.
need you in both places to
They
develop
might.
these storylines.
They
So
might. If one of those two champions is injured, if Julia is injured, they might.
Roxy could come back. Yeah.
well, there was that report that came out that HBK told Roxanne when she first started with the company, like, yeah, we're gonna throw you right into the deep end, and you're putting in a lot of you're gonna put in a lot of work,
Yeah.
and yeah, they have a lot of faith in her. Um,
I'm sure
we'll
Booker T
talk
is happy about this.
Oh yeah.
for sure, for sure, for sure,
He's getting the
and
residuals.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But
Punk
this
too.
yeah. Oh, seriously.
Yeah.
Oh, that photo is forever like ingrained in WWE culture now. The one
Yeah,
where
it is.
we get now we get the no quarter catch crew.
Hardy's and NQCC.
I love these guys. I love these guys. They had a match with Fraxium on a couple of PLEs ago, which I thought was really good for that night that they had. And then
Yeah.
Tavion Heights, he's he had a run in Noah in Japan's Noah over the summer, competing in their format of their version of G1. So they've been very impressive to me. And when you're a young tag team, I'm sure there's probably a point in life where you're like, I'm never gonna face the Hardys.
Yeah.
I'm facing
And then
the
it happened.
Hardys.
Yep,
Yeah.
Yeah. So
yep.
I'm sure for them it was like the best.
Yeah.
And they looked great.
They
And they
did.
looked
They
great.
did. They did not miss a beat. They looked like honestly better than they have in probably the last, I'd say maybe 10 years since they were in TNA doing the leader and brother Nero shtick. I mean, you can tell how happy they are to be there. You can tell how grateful Miles and Tavion were to have that opportunity. And it was a little unfortunate that North Quarter Catch Crew's the rest of their team was taken out backstage um, by this new group. So I think that's gonna be their first feud. We still don't have a name for these new guys.
No.
They're
No.
colloquially known as Shield 2.0, so we'll just refer to them as that for now.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Shield 2.0, I'm thinking Retribution 2.0.
it does yeah,
Ew.
yeah, I've heard that as well. I've heard Retribution, I've heard Shield, I've heard Hounds of Justice might be their name, but
That's
yeah,
interesting.
we don't know for sure. I hadn't seen the clip from Vengeance Day when I was telling
Mhm.
you guys I think Punk might be leading the group. Now that I've seen
Oh
them,
yeah, yeah,
now that I've
sure.
seen them, I don't think that's happening anymore.
Yeah, no.
I thought it would have been really cool to have Punk form like a 2.0 group just to play his own mind games with Seth and Roman, but I don't see that happening. They don't need Punk.
They should. That should be an interesting concept where eventually he does want it.
Yeah.
He does want his own pack of hounds
And,
that he's like,
specifically, he wants Moxley to be a part of
yeah.
it.
Oh my
No, no,
gosh.
those guys
Oh
don't get
man.
along. Those guys don't get along. But yeah, I have big exciting things for the future of what the Hardys might be doing in WWE. I've seen reports that maybe they're going to be involved in some storylines later down the road this year,
Yeah.
during the summer. I mentioned it earlier. Lucha Bros versus Hardy Boys would be sweet. Maybe Lucha Bros versus Hardys versus Usos and a triple threat would be freaking awesome. Um, but
No,
yeah,
you got tag teams and there's a lot of places they can go with that. So I really hope that would be good for them. And
Yeah.
we're not even counting the tag teams that TNA has.
Yeah.
right.
So
True.
there's a lot to go from there as well. So it would be interesting to see like Motor City Machine Guns back in TNA under
Right.
WWE. So the
Well,
possibilities are there.
and then afterwards we had the
The
challenge
biggest
that
pop of the
happened.
night,
Yeah.
Santino
Yeah.
Marella.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, I don't know. According to Vic Joseph, the Hardy's Boys pop was so loud that even Miles could hear it. That was out of pocket.
Oh, I heard
That
that,
was
bro.
so out of pocket. That was
I was like, you're
crazy, dude.
wild for that.
That was
Oh,
crazy.
crazy.
Vic has completely
He
lost
can't
it.
hear me. What's he
Yeah,
gonna say?
right? Oh my God, for real.
Read.
Uh, And I think we had was it the was it the Lola Vice match right after?
Yeah. Against Ariana Grace.
Hmm.
Yes.
Yeah.
So another big win. Well, I shouldn't say big win, but another weekly win for Lola Vice, just to remind everybody that she's still here.
That she's there.
Yep.
Yeah, because we've got all these new big names in, and so
Yeah.
I'm really hoping they can figure out how to juggle their homegrown talent and then all
I
this new
know.
stuff. Because it's it's
Yeah.
it's it's an AEW problem, and I really don't want it to be this problem
Her and
too.
Sol Ruka need something to happen because they've been there, they've been putting in the work. They're another like pair of women that need their flowers basically.
Yes.
Yep.
Like Dakota in my opinion. I know Dakota's been part of Damage Control and had tag team championships, but like as a single star, I think both of them need the right rub and like to be given their flowers at some point in time, like at least the North American Championship.
Yeah.
But it's really hard when you have so much talent, and I think that they just need to keep her on people's minds. I mean, I don't know how you
And
feel
that's the
about
way you
Gold
do
Vice
it.
in my opinion,
You just have
but
her win.
yeah,
Anytime she is on, she
yeah,
wins.
exactly, yeah,
That's what
yeah,
Becky did. That's what they did with
true,
Becky. They
yeah,
didn't have a plan and they're like, okay, well, every time she's on, she's gonna win.
yeah,
And then
exactly,
7 weeks of winning, and it's like, hmm, she's
hmm,
won.
yeah, exactly.
So I mean, if you're gonna have her on, yeah, I would not have her
Yep,
lose. I wouldn't put her in a program with like a Jordan Grace. I wouldn't do those things just
no,
yet if you don't feel
no,
comfortable with
no,
that.
no,
But I think that when you do put her on, you do have her win.
yeah,
So real quick,
exactly,
we are gonna have a TNA World Tag Team title shot with
yep,
Fraxium versus the Hardys. So that'll be
yeah,
really fun.
yeah, should be.
Chef Michaels is cooking
He is. Is this where we got the Trick Williams and Javon Evans
backstage.
That
backstage
might have been
promo, right?
before. That might
I
have been
think
before
it
this match.
was it.
Yeah.
Okay, I knew it was somewhere in here. But we had Trick Williams just on his phone at the beginning, and then Javon Evans coming in, like trying to calm him down, being like, "Bro, just chill, don't don't lose it." And then Trick Williams just ends up kind of
Blowing him
like
Blowing him
Siobhan
off.
off.
said, crashing out. Yeah,
Yeah.
he just crashed out on him. And then we had Ricky coming in, just being like, Ricky Saints.
He
Like,
tries to dap him up at the worst time.
yeah, yeah.
It's like there's
And,
business going on here, man. Like chill.
and then Ricky's like, is everyone just pissed off all the time in here? Like here? Uh
Yeah.
yeah,
They're
yeah.
grouchy. They're all teenage dinks. They're all
Basically.
Yeah, so I think we got a Trick Williams heel run coming up again.
Yeah, I think so. That's the way it looks, is Trick is just going back to
His
his
roots
heel ways, yeah.
when he was with Carmelo and all that.
Yep. Yeah. Which is
So
kind of crazy because people are still just whoop that trick all over the
Yeah,
place. So it's
I
I
don't know
mean it's
what.
fine. He's I guess he'd be more of an anti-hero as opposed to just a straight
Yeah, some
heel.
some Doctor Thugonomics kind of thing where
Yeah,
he's
pretty
he's
much.
just doing heel
Mhm.
tactics only against other heels. Maybe, yeah, like I could see that.
Something like
Um,
that, yeah.
but
But yeah,
yeah, was
we
it
have
the
the
what was the next?
last match, right? Yeah, last
We
match
had
of the night.
yeah, we had
So
a quick Eddie Thorpe
Oh, promo.
vignette.
Yeah,
I don't care
he's
about him
not doing anything
specifically.
for
No,
me.
I'm not. No, no, no. Seriously.
He's not
Well,
doing anything for me,
well,
man.
no, no. And I got,
It's unfortunate.
I was like, dude, if I was at that show, I totally would have been like silent at the result
Hmm.
of Eddie Thorpe beating Trick
Yeah,
Williams.
yeah. It
Yeah.
made it didn't
What?
make any sense. From what I
No.
understand,
And it's not like,
nobody agrees with that. It just doesn't. No one has like a good explanation for it. Probably because Eddie Thorpe isn't compelling enough for people to think about it like that.
well,
Um,
all it screamed was call up, but now we're
right.
getting this
Yeah.
with Trick. So
Yeah.
it's a really weird
Yeah.
intersection. Maybe this all leads to the fact that Trick is a two-time world champion. Does he
Yeah.
really need to go back to Carmelo?
No, I don't think so.
No.
But
No.
he might
No.
end up getting called up though, like you were saying, because that would be the only like logical reason for him to have lost to Eddie like that. But I don't know. I don't know what they're trying to do with Eddie Thorpe. It's not working.
It's not working for me either. But for
Yeah.
next week, we have the North American title. Tony D'Angelo is going to defend against Sean Spears, who I forgot was there.
Right.
Kalani Jordan faces Jada
Yeah.
Parker, which
Yep.
is if you're looking at the level of women wrestling, I think these women are probably in that B to low A for them. So I think
Yeah.
it should be a good showcase. And then we have another example of a main event star on NXT with Piper Niven and Chelsea Green
Oh
facing
yeah.
Zarya and Sol Ruka.
I forgot that promo happened
Maybe
with them
one of them
backstage.
pins Green and we get a title match from this.
Yeah, maybe.
I would love to see Sol Ruka versus Chelsea Green for the US
Or
title.
or even Zarya.
Or Zarya. Yeah, if one
Yeah.
of them can beat
Just one of
them.
them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they need
So
to, yeah, whatever they can do to speed run this call up process for any of the new names that they brought in.
Yeah.
They need to get Zarya, they need to get Julia, Stephanie, and Jordan Grace out of NXT as fast as they can and onto the main roster so they can focus on their natural homegrown
yeah.
talent.
Yeah,
Because
I
ever since
agree.
they came in, they were starting this build up for Fatal Influence, and then as soon as those other names came in,
Nothing.
kind of just
Yeah.
drop them. You just drop. You have Fallon drop the
Yeah.
belt to Steph, and then that's kind of it. It's hard to take them seriously or really care about any of them when you've got much bigger names. So yeah.
I agree. But that we have the final match of the night. So the tag team match, Ricky Saints and Javon Evans against Wesley and Ethan Page.
It was a pretty good
What do you
match.
guys think about the
It
match?
was really good. I thought it was really
Yeah.
good. As a first match for Ricky Saints, I think it's a good opener. You have a former world champion on the other side, but he did pin Wesley. I thought that finishing sequence looks pretty good
Yeah.
with the Rochambeau.
Hmm.
And overall, I think it does well for him. Obviously, he needs a
Yep.
big win. Javon Evans is an up and comer, so it gives him that boost as well.
Even though they weren't
Um,
really involved in the match.
no, no, no. So yeah, exactly.
Like
Yeah,
Javon and Ethan just brawled their way
dipped.
to the back
Yep.
and just left it
Yep.
up to Wesley and Ricky Saints. So it was essentially a like 1v1 pretty much.
Yeah,
Like it was they said it was a tag
but
team match, but it turned into
And Wesley's really
a singles
good,
match.
so I like him.
Yeah, he's
But
super solid.
so I think it was a really good um display for Ricky Saints for
Yeah,
debuting.
Yeah,
absolutely. Absolutely. The little quick little slip up he had catching Wesley off those ropes, so then immediately recovered it. Thank God.
Yeah,
Thank God. His in ring debut didn't end in like controversy.
in
yeah.
So
Botchamania.
Well, and
yeah.
I know that you mentioned this on the group chat. Just his theme got def reveled.
Mm-hmm. Welcome to the revolution. I could not believe it.
Yeah.
The audacity.
I
He
mean,
got Def Rebelled.
his AEW intro had something about the revolution also, didn't it? Like they kept true to that, didn't they? I thought it said
And
like
the theme? I don't quite
yeah,
know.
I thought it did. Joel would probably know better.
It's been a while since I've heard his theme on AEW because
Yeah,
they took him
yeah,
off TV for like a fucking year.
yeah.
Yeah,
Didn't his intro have like something about the revolution and then his music started?
there was an intro. I don't
Yeah,
remember what
yeah,
it
yeah,
was.
yeah. I
I
could have
It
sworn there
wasn't
can't.
was
it
some
wasn't as
there was
corny
something
as
about
this, I'll
it.
tell you that. Because
No,
this was pretty bad. This
but
was like the meme where people come up with what would CM Punk's theme song sound like if it was Def Rebel, and it's just his
oh
catchphrases.
my
It's
God.
clobbering time, and then yeah, like
Ricky Saints versus Cody Rhodes next year, Mania.
Oh man, could you imagine?
oh my god, that'd be a speed run for sure. Not a mania. I see it. I see Cody and Ricky happening.
No, for
Yeah,
sure.
probably next year. I could see it happening next year. But
Maybe on
yeah,
an NXT pay-per-view or a PLE?
No, he'll get called up.
ooh,
No,
I
I think it would be a
Cody,
good
yeah,
call. Yeah, they just keep Ricky
Mm,
in NXT to help him get used to the
and
WWE
help the
style
brand.
and have
and
Cody
help the
come back
brand.
down,
And then yeah, have Cody come back
make
down
his
at a
appearance.
PLE.
Yeah,
I think that would be great, to be
Cody's already shown
honest.
up in NXT once before, so
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
I wouldn't have a problem with that. I really wouldn't. I think it would really help with a lot of the way that they
A
go about
lot.
their
Yeah.
business. Yeah.
Cool.
So overall, good show. I think it was a really
Yeah,
good show. NXT. It's
good
been
show.
I agree.
they have a lot of good moving parts. I think we can agree that their women division needs to really be sorted and settled because
It does. There's so much good talent.
you're either going to keep a lot of these women down there because they're I wouldn't say scared, but they need to really focus and I think they don't have the consistency to
Yeah,
plan out these long ways that they want to go about it. So they kind of are shuffling through these things and it's not allowing people to go up, go
Yeah.
back down, you know. So they really need to
Yeah.
figure that out and hopefully we get an answer about what's going on with these when we get the unification, what's not the unification, it's title for title. So we'll see
Yeah.
what's going on there and I'm really excited for Obafemi and Moose. So
same. A lot of good stuff
Yeah.
coming up for NXT very very soon. This NXT TNA partnership is quite the sight to behold.
yeah.
And I think
Uh,
it truly defines Triple H and Shawn Michaels' legacy as the new creators or the new directors of creative
No, and they've been doing a good job, and I think their influence, um,
is fatal.
because yeah, it's infectious, it's ravenous. But I'm looking forward to Roadblock. So
Agreed.
they're
Yeah.
doing their job because it took a while for me to get back into NXT, but I've
Hmm.
watched the
Yeah,
last three.
it's been a while since we've
I've
all been
watched the
involved
last
with
three
it, so
PLEs, and things that
yeah.
have caught my interest are things like Ethan Page, the Joe Henry stuff, and Fraxium, and No Code Catch Crew. So I'm feeling like this is the identity they were looking for about a year or two ago, and now they're
Hmm.
really clicking on an
Yeah.
identity.
For sure.
Agreed. Yeah.
All
So
right, boys, that's gonna do it for today's episode. Everyone, please be on the lookout for our SmackDown as well as Elimination Chamber previews. It's gonna be a big weekend, and
we'll
yeah,
also be doing the Elimination Chamber reactions plus review.
yes, we will be recording the day of, so probably the next week or maybe Monday, Tuesday, when I have that edited and all fixed up. So exciting stuff, exciting stuff. But until next time, I'm Devin.
Joel,
Core fish.
too sweet, my guys.
Too
Too
sweet.
sweet.
Sweet.